Previously on the Great Ace Attorney 2 Resolve. What the f*** is going on in here? Howdy guys, welcome back to the Great Ace Attorney 2 Chronicles. Listen to this guy, he's singing Three Dog Night.
Herr mit dem Schwarzbiergebot, bodend wie ein Feuerberg.
A child is black, a child is white, the whole world looks upon the sight.
That song's called Black and White, it's from 1972, it's older than I am. It's over 50 years old, man. Like, who's singing here? Sholmes? Holmes? I don't know. What is this bot in here? Is that Gregson? Because it kind of looks like him. What on earth is going on in here? Am I having a bad dream? Maybe he's playing like a funeral dirge or something? Oh no, it's an old German folk song. Rather a fine rendition, I think. That's the least of my concern. Well, it was like 30% of my concern. Iris? Iris, what's the matter? She's mad. Or maybe just upset. Who is that sprawling, that relaxed gentleman over there? Is he drunk? Iris, is she even listening? Oh, God. Excuse me, sir. I do apologize for troubling you whilst you're singing so merrily, but is he the one singing? Would you be kind enough to explain the situation? He's got a cup in his hand. Well, that worked. Is that not like a record player or something? A crooning gentleman and a mute young girl. A rather tantalizing juxtaposition. And one that appears to have incited the gods of deduction within me to find their voices, too. Mr. Sholmes, do you mean? Iris was shocked, too. Oh, you could not have picked it. Oh, man, it went straight to this song, then. I've been listening to this song a lot lately. Well, look at her eyes. What? Am I just really stupid, or were her eyes always blue like that, like turquoise? The strains of reasoning within me are playing now as a delightful duet. Just speaking of duets, this song, it's like a back and forth with a violin and a cello. And it's a perfect song for, like, Holmes and Watson, throwing ideas back and forth, taking turns. It's like the violin is him and... Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. She's turned as white as a sheet. Oh my god. So as usual, you've instantly seen to the very heart of the matter? It's not like you haven't got a few secrets up your sleeves too there, mister. And by the time my own brief performance is over, I feel sure this gentleman's song will reach its finale. Well, I'll tell you. So then, to Music Land, where all is sweetness and delicacy and harmony. Pray to enjoy Sherlock Holmes' latest logic and reasoning spectacular. I can't do this anymore. Man, the game is afoot, though. Why is there a guy in your house? Firstly, we consider the gentleman's nationality. Clearly he's a German with no grasp of the English language. Wait, is it him? Well, no, I don't know, well, English. Do you mean English or Japanese? Because they kind of... It's not like that guy, why can't I remember his name? So why is the man here at all, and in such apparently high spirits? The answer, of course, Iris, is clearly known to you. Indeed, we need only follow the gaze of those bright young eyes to unravel that particular part of this mystery. The reason for the man's mildly irritating waddling is revealed by the herbal tea. You obviously offered our German guest a cup of your latest turbo blend. The tea's delectable flavor has made the man's spirits soar, and resulted in this joyful ditty tumbling incessantly from his lips. But why is he lying like that? He looks dead! I eagerly await sampling the flavor myself, that I may join the fellow in his state of elation. Now to the next question. Who exactly is this gentleman availing himself so thoroughly of the settee? The settee. That word used to flip me out as a kid. It's got like 2 double letters in a row. As it happens, a number of years ago now, a certain gentleman of German origin engaged my services in solving a particularly delicate case. He required the retrieval of letters once sent to an acquaintance that might have proved problematic. I'm thinking, I'm sorry, like you can never assume that somebody's dead, you know? And it's like, that happened already to us with the Sogi. I don't think they would do that twice. But I'm wondering, like, this isn't John Watson, is it? Because they were also toying with the idea that maybe it was a different Watson. Yeah. The gentleman's name was Wilhelm Gottfried Sigismund von Ormstein. WGSO. The King of Germany. The King? The King! If my memory serves, the mask worn by this gentleman is identical. Yes, there can be no question. That mask belongs to the King of Germany. Jesus Christ, you have lost your frickin' mind, dude! It would appear that His Majesty remembers the fine service I afforded him, and has decided to show his face again, mask and all, in order to express his gratitude. A well-mannered monarch indeed, wouldn't you agree, my dear fellow? So the identity of this masked visitor is in fact my former client, the King of Germany. Indeed, his son is currently in London as well, enjoying the wonders of the Great Exhibition. The King of Germany. Oh, girl silence, alright, let's go. Which leaves us with one remaining imponderable. Yes, you, young Iris. But your apparently inexplicable silence is unable to hide the truth. Ah. Yes, the reason for your muteness is concealed inside that knapsack. Okay. A 5-pound note, I believe. I must say, as your compatriot, I'm deeply saddened. What? It would appear that you allowed yourself to be bribed into silence by His Royal Highness. Earning yourself some spending money in exchange for keeping quiet about the King's secret. And now, the final piece of the puzzle. What is this secret you strive to hide with your silence, Iris? Ah, yes, we need only follow that brief involuntary twitch of your eyes to find the answer. You were attempting to abscond with that coffee cup. My favorite coffee cup, in fact. Or should I say, the handle of my favorite coffee cup. Yeah, I was like, what is that? It appears that His High-Spirited Highness broke it in the midst of his hijinks. Which leads us to the sad truth. My favorite coffee cup has been broken by the King of Germany, and Iris, you tried to conceal it from me. Good lord. Watch this turn out to be the one where he's actually right. I shall have a bill sent via governmental channels to the German royal family for its replacement. I am speechless right now. This just took a left turn into Crazy Town, and I am just gonna keep going. So thus concludes Sherlock Holmes' great deduction of this painful puzzle. Wow, man. Back to the $3 night, huh? With your silence as well, the fellow's jovial warbling rather brings in ears, does it not? Ah, Finkel and Einhorn. Mr. Holmes, I must say, something does rather trouble me. Pray, Miss Susato, do tell. His Royal Highness. Match luggage. Doesn't appear to have moved a muscle since we arrived. Ah. You haven't said a word either, Iris. Well, she's got more willpower than I would, I tell you. If Mr. Holmes has hit it all right, you might as well own up to it now. Your reasoning isn't entirely without substance, I must admit. And one other thing, Mr. Holmes, it keeps going on and off. It's really kind of freaking me out a little bit. Yet another grievance, Mr. Naruhodo. Surely not. Well, I actually read the story of that case recently, the one you were just describing. And according to that, at least, it wasn't the King of Germany. It was the King of Bohemia. Really? He just, like, skipped about 50 frames there to arrive in that pose. Yeah, that's quite true. Master Gotz, the prince, testified to that in court. In his words, I have come to see the great exhibition all the way from my home in Bohemia. That's right. I would ask you to keep that minor error to yourselves. It could easily become quite a scandal. The child is black. The child is white. That's our turn now to make some corrections to a number of minor errors that may have slipped in. Yes, even Mr. Holmes is willing to admit he might be slightly wide of the mark this time. Yeah, slightly. Although it's clear that Iris is definitely hiding something. We need to find out the truth behind this mysterious scene. But one truth is incontrovertible. My neck. My favorite cup of coffee. My favorite coffee cup is no more. Well, you'll just have to take your second favorite and promote it up to favorite. So shall we embark again on a joint presentation of Sherlock Holmes' Logic and Reasoning Spectacular. Oh boy. Oh geez, I had a bubble in my throat there, that was funny. The way I said oh boy there just now. The King of Germany. Holy sweet goddamn, man. Firstly, we consider the gentleman's nationality. Clearly he's a German with no grasp of the English language. As evidenced by the Germanic song he sings and his apparent inability to understand what has to desist. So why is the man here at all, and in such apparent high spirits? Because he's been drinking spirits. The answer, of course, Iris, is clearly known to you. Indeed, we need only follow the gaze of those bright... Yeah, like we've seen this already. I don't know why they need to show this twice, but... Okay. The herbal tea. Okay. So what, it's a mix of herbs that gives you the urge to sing? Goodness, I should like to try some. And I'd like to hear your singing. But this man... Just how long does he intend to keep up with that tune, do you suppose? As I said, he's been stock still the entire time. And if you look closely, his lips aren't moving either. So I'm not sure what's actually responsible for the spirited singing. But I suspect the answer lies at the end of Iris's gaze. It's probably that, isn't it? The reason for the man's smile irritating warbling is revealed by the... Should I just go for it? Let's go for it. Hell yeah, dude. Yes. The reason for the man's mildly irritating warbling is revealed by the gramophone. It must be skipping. It's playing like the same 30 seconds of the song. Why are you so close to me? Indeed, for no well-bred gentleman would break into an obscure folk song when making a social call. Well, I mean... In other words, this gentleman isn't singing at all. In fact, it would appear that the fellow is unconscious. You don't say. The music seems to have stopped now, but it's going to start up again. Man, what is it about people from the back that just makes them look so cool? I ask you, Mr. Naruhodo. Yeah? Why would I have purchased a recording of that gibberish? How should I know? I don't know your musical taste. Well, never mind. Well, with a deduction. Who exactly is this gentleman availing himself so thoroughly of the settee? The settee. I keep saying that word weird. I should just look it up and see, just to make sure. I think it's a settee, but... As it happens, a number of years ago now, Was it 2 years ago by any chance? A certain gentleman of German origin engaged my services in solving a particularly delicate case. He required the retrieval of letters once sent to an acquaintance that might have proved problematic. So in order to conceal his identity, he also arrived in a mask. The gentleman's name was Wilhelm Gottfried. Oh my god, jeez. King of Germany. Wow. If my memory serves, the mask worn by this gentleman is identical. Yes, there can be no question. That mask belongs to the King of Germany. It belongs to Yusuke. Or, well, it's not really the same, but although we've already established that it was actually the King of Bohemia, it seems Mr. Schultz intends to persist with his Germany theory for some reason. Come to think of it, the young prince was wearing a mask as well, wasn't he? Master Gotz? The boy whom you had in tears? Yeah, don't remind me or anyone else. Do you suppose all members of the aristocracy of mainland Europe wear masks? I'm sure they do. Well, probably. We all wear masks, metaphorically speaking. The point is, that mask doesn't belong to any king. No, that's right. As we well know. Because we can identify the true owner of this mask. Well, is he in the thing? Because, like, I don't know. Wait a second. Wow, I must have, like, took the wrong off-ramp here or something. Can I, like, look at the mask again? Because, like, yeah, review scene. Is that Kazuma's mask? Because I remember it being more pointy. I don't remember it going down so far under the eyes, but maybe I'm wrong. Who's wearing this mask before? Turn the question. There were a few people wearing masks here and there. I mean, I'll try it, I guess. Okay, that was it. Alright, okay, I just remembered it wrong. Maybe it's because of the angle or something? I thought it was like I mean, there is a pointy there. But I thought that was like the bottom of it, and the rest of it didn't come down that far. Anyway, yeah. In other words, my memory is sublimely unreliable. But wasn't that mask also, like, sitting on the table earlier? So, like, it's not that weird. Well, it is still weird that he has it, but... Kazuma's mask has been languishing on this metal chest for several days. Yes, it has. Thank you. Okay. Though that doesn't explain why the gentleman is wearing it now. But it is now a simple matter to determine our guest's true identity. After all, the gentleman is unconscious. Well, just dig in his pockets and pull out his wallet and bust out that driver license, baby. Oh wait, they didn't have driver's license then. We need only excuse ourselves in advance. Gently lift the mask and peer beneath it. Like in Scream 2, you know? You really wish she had done... Oh, yeah. Hi there. Oh my god, it's that guy from the first case of Apollo Justice. It's like Shady Smith. Except he's got hair. I don't believe it. Oh, we need to see the rest of his head. You know, that's so weird, because when I first saw him, I thought, wait, is that him? I'm afraid Miss Susato, you must be mistaken. No, I think not, Mr. Schultz. Oh, she's getting in here and doing the pointing now. She's not the only one that we're not the only ones that are doing pointing poses now. She's doing it too. Then it would appear odd logic and reasoning is once again revealed the truth. This mysterious visitor is my unconscious father, Eugen Mikotoba. I love it. Logic and reasoning, or just looking and saying. What is he doing here? There's just getting to be so many characters now. It's funny how the answer always turns out to be something so simple. Because after he, like, blows it up, you get to thinking, oh my god, this must be something crazy. And it's like, oh, it's just, yeah, okay, it's just you. Which leaves us with one remaining imponderable. Yes, you, young Iris. But your apparently inexplicable silence is unable to hide the truth. Yep, the reason for your muteness is that $5 bill sticking out of your drawers. Or your back drawer, your backpack. You know, stop trying to come up with a name for it, because you just don't have one. Most money that we encounter is in coin form. I know. Not even sure if I've seen any banknotes here in Britain at all, have we? Not sure if we've seen it. But anyway, Father would never have paid money for Iris's silence. He certainly seems like the silent type himself, though, judging by his present state. There must be some other reason for Iris's silence, I suppose. Perhaps what Iris is trying so hard not to give away with her eyes. Something entirely different. Like that she's going blind. The reason for your muteness is concealed inside that knapsack. What's Iris really looking at? You can turn it around here and see. So looking at the chest? Maybe? I guess so. For a second I was like, oh shit, I should have examined it first. That's what I had to do last time. Yes, the reason for your muteness is concealed inside that metal chest. An excellent observation, for upon closer inspection, there is something different about the chest's appearance. Well, for one thing, it's open. It's kept locked at all times, yet now, the catch is open. Evidently, this has something to do with your refusal to speak, Iris. But it's a simple enough matter to incite you to speak, I'm sure. I merely need to open this chest. Here we go! The Hound of the Baskervilles! Oh no! Oh! You've got to be kidding me. He's dead. Never! Oh, Hurley, I told you not to open it. Ah, so you found your voice now, Iris. Ah! In other words, what just happened clearly reveals the truth here. So the same thing happened in Mikatoba, then. Yes, the real reason for your silence until now is... someone different to the usual dance of deduction you perform, isn't it? Well, I got you here now to do all the cool finger poses along with me. Well, he's left me alone on the ballroom floor, so I'm gonna have to dance this next part solo. And anyway, I need to get to the bottom of this, for my own peace of mind. Now then, Iris isn't usually the silent type, so... You mean you don't actually know the answer yet? Despite that knowing the point of the finger before? I was faking it. That's what I always do. Sometimes a man needs to point his finger first and think later. Well, if you say so. I think we'd better examine Iris more closely and try to rescue the situation then. Okay. Why couldn't Iris open her mouth the whole time? Does she have something in it? Oh, I can't even examine here, I can represent. That's like the only thing that seems to be there? And that's not it. Clearly the reason you've said nothing all this time, Iris, is something to do with what's in your knapsack. It's a sizable bag for a sizable secret. My dear fellow, you would appear to be rather caught up in that idea. I'm kind of glad we at least got to see a wrong answer. Especially now we get to see more finger pointing from her. Well, you've been left alone on the dance floor, as you say, so I'm trying to fill Mr. Holmes' shoes. Well, it's, very refreshing. Oh, but of course, I nearly forgot. You lose 1 HP. I'm not even in court yet. Aw, you don't need to imitate every move you know. That's what a dance is, though, sort of, kind of. How wonderful to hear Iris's voice again. It's just a shame it took Mr. Holmes being thrown across the room to make it happen. Oh, that gives me an idea. If we threw you across the room as well, she might talk some more. Iris made a sudden movement just before she spoke that's playing on my mind. I think we better have another good look around. Let's try not to be too rude by staring at her. Yes, do try to be sensitive, Mr. Naruhodo, I know. It's weird. She's got some... Oh, right here, that's it.
Take that!
Oops. How did I not see that earlier? Jeez. Yes, the real reason for your silence until now is that key behind your back. When Mr. Holmes was thrown into the air before, So she did have it in her mouth. Wow, that's weird. You're so clever, Runo. Damn. So now it becomes clear, thanks to Mr. Holmes' graphic demonstration, we can well imagine what happened here. But Professor Migatoba also opened that metal chest, only to be punched into the air. And land sprawled on the settee. But wait, that doesn't explain all the facts. What about the stylish scarf? And the cup of tea? And above all, why would he be wearing Kazuma's mask? What is all that about? 3 more mysteries to solve here. Well, for those curious details, I can think of only one explanation. Clearly an unbelievable miracle took place in this room. An unbelievable miracle. Isn't that right, Iris? Oh, it's the tablecloth, the mat. Yeah, okay. Sure enough. And he thought it was the King of Germany. Dear, oh my god, man. The King of Germany. Holy crap. But he was saying that stuff about they visited him like so-and-so years ago. Huh. Yeah, like, you actually thought it was a scarf? Man, oh man. That's pretty, I mean, I don't know. Here we go. Ah. Would you expect anything less? Hell yeah, dude. I love this. Oh my god. Well, there you go. Yes, you're right. It happened exactly as you said. Brilliant, Runo. Yeah, that's my style. Thus concludes Ryunosuke Naruto's great deduction, all by himself, well, with a little bit of Susanoo there too, of this punchy puzzle. Punchy puzzle. You can still see Holmes lying dead back there. So then why don't I make a fresh pot of tea for us all?
Objection!
Oh crap. An admirable performance, Mr. Naruhodo. But in the final act of the show there, you rather missed everything of importance. Mr. Holmes? It's not over? If you would cast your mind back to my earlier deduction, is he gonna, like, change it up and one-up me here? That'll actually be pretty funny. Iris, clearly you're holding a great secret. Oh, she is? Look on her face. Mr. Holmes must be right. Whatever that great secret is, the cat isn't out of the bag yet. So I put it to you again. You were attempting to abscond with that coffee cup. Wait, what? It really is a shame about Mr. Sholmes' cup. It must have been smashed when Professor Migatoba opened the chest. Oh dear, so many things seem to have been broken here. But now that the deduction has taken a different direction, Iris doesn't seem to be trying to hide the broken cup anymore. In other words, her great secret is something else. Let's put our observational skills to work here one final time, then. Oh no. You were attempting to abscond with... Oh god, what is that? What? What is that? What is that? I'm gonna look first. Oh look, there seem to be more papers there. This would make a great thumbnail. Is Iris trying to hide them underneath the tray? The insignia, Mr. Naruhodo. It's an official Scotland Yard document. What? But why would Iris have? We must ask her. An official Scotland Yard document. Oh no.
Take that!
What's going on here? Back in color. In living color. You're attempting to abscond with that case file. Iris, as you know very well, nothing escapes the attention of a great detective. We visited Scotland Yard's autopsy laboratory earlier today. Oh, yeah. And Dr. Gory informed us, with her crazy bangs, that the autopsy report of Clint Van Zeeks had gone missing. Clint Van Zeeks? Yes, I do seem to recall. that some years ago, I asked to see the report in question. You were with me, weren't you, Iris? Oh, so she took it like a few years, and that's why she left and ran off. You mean it was you, Iris? These papers you have there are... I'm sorry. Oh, no, it's okay. I'm sure you had a reason. Just gotta find out what that is. Hide the case file. Man, deduction complete. Elementary, my dear Watson. My dear Renosuke. In truth, that guy is still laying there dead, I'm telling you. Maybe he is dead now. I would like to have thought I could have predicted the booby-trapped chest. But it caught me completely off guard. I was very nearly the late consulting detective Sherlock Holmes. Then I really would have been Sherlock Holmes. Oh, sorry, Hurley. So you mean this autopsy report really is? Yes, I took it from the lab, even though I knew it was very important. Is there something in it that troubled you, Iris? I can't, imagine. I don't know, she hasn't had that much of a connection to the story up to this point. She's always just kind of been like a little sidekick, you know? Not exactly something that troubled me. Something that would trouble him. Something I've been looking for. When I saw this report, when I saw the writing in it... So her dad was there at the autopsy for that, wasn't... Yeah. The writing? Oh, it was his handwriting! Oh my gosh. Your father's writing, what do you really mean? That's all I have left of him. Yeah, no doubt about it. Forgive me for interrupting, my dear fellows. Mr. Holmes, what is it? We're having a moment here, will you? Do you mind? I feel as though the poor unconscious gentleman on the city has been somewhat forgotten. Father? Oh my god. Perhaps we should find our guest somewhere more peaceful to rest. Like, say, sitting up. In the same place. Would you be so kind as to lend him your bed? We must do our very best to make him comfortable, I feel. Yeah, of course, I'll help you carry him up. But what if he doesn't wake up? Then where do I have to sleep? No, I can manage alone, thank you. You have tea to enjoy. Aw, thanks, dude. We wouldn't want Iris's brew to stew. Or to go kabloo. Because there's no better way to make the professor comfortable than dragging him upstairs like a trunk. Like a trunk! I wonder, perhaps that was deliberate? Maybe Mr. Holmes is making himself scarce to give Iris the chance to talk more freely? We must use this opportunity to talk with Iris. Okay. I would understand that, actually. Find out what's going on. Man, thank God we're not at 55 minutes or something here. Your daddy. Ugh. Would you like to tell us about it, Iris? About your father? I'm sure I told you before, didn't I? That daddy used to be Hurley's partner. Yep. Yes. And that notes about all the cases they solved together are kept inside that metal chest. That's right. Hurley told me, you see. He said that Daffy's somewhere far away now, so we can't meet. That's one way of describing it. Then, when I secretly unlocked the chest and read through the papers inside, I started to build up a picture in my head of what Daddy must be like. Well, that's only natural. You're just like any other girl of your age. I know. I read that Daddy was a professor of medical science, so I studied and took my degree too. Well, that's you got a head start then. It's only natural, I suppose. Hey. In that respect, you're not quite like any other girl of your age, though. What else is she gonna do? Play video games? But there was one thing I could never find out. Daddy's name. Huh. His name wasn't anywhere on any of the notes that he'd made about his work with Hurley. That's kind of strange. But then one day... that's what happened, is it? When you saw this autopsy report, you finally managed to work it out. Is that right? Yes. So it was the handwriting in the report that caught her eye. Okay. Well, when I saw the writing on that report, I could hardly believe it. I know that handwriting, I thought to myself. Because it was the same as the writing you'd seen on your father's case notes. Exactly. I was desperate to compare the two properly. I needed to see them side by side. I asked the doctor in the laboratory. I was told I couldn't take the report away. The report away? I don't know why that sentence didn't come out, that syllable there. And even worse, I was told that it was the first and last time we'd be allowed even to look at it there. So you decided to steal it. Well, you know. Desperate times call for desperate measures. When I compared the autopsy report with the case notes I had here, there was no doubt. The handwriting was exactly the same. It was Daddy's. And the signature of the coroner at the bottom of the autopsy report. Dr. John H. Watson, baby. So that's how I finally found out. I learned Daddy's name at last. I see. Sorry about that, I had another yawn. Ever since then, I've called myself Iris Watson. And that's also when I had the brilliant idea of writing stories all about Daddy's exciting times with Hurley. I decided there and then that I'd write the adventures of Sherlock Holmes. Just like that. Oh, Iris, I had no idea the stories had quite such a deep personal significance for you. I can see why the autopsy report was so important to her now. And why she was prepared to break the law to get her hands on it. Wow. But now, like, what, do we just, like, take it back? But we wanted that file, too, so, like, whatever we needed it for, we can use it now? I must apologize, Iris. Wait, who? Is that Sherlock? Oh, hey, look at it. He's, like, being serious. This is really all my fault. Hurley? I made a promise, you see, that until the time was right, I'd keep the details about your father a secret. I know. I've been very naughty. I'll take the autopsy report back to Dr. Gorey and apologize. I promise. Don't bother. She won't know the difference. Yes, we'll go together, I think. Oh, okay. I guess they are going to do it. But can we look at it first? Can we make a copy of it? Wait, they didn't have copying machines back then. Then let me look for it after... let me look after it for you until we get there. Wow. Oh, yes. Please, make a copy of that shit. Take a picture of it with your phone. Yeah. I must go and water my herbs, I think. Oh, she puts on that facade, I tell you. There is so much going on under there. Poor Iris, she must be feeling awful. I know Mr. Holmes is here for her, but still. Well, thank God he is, though. Uh-oh, what's up? What'd you find? How? What's the meaning of this, Mr. Holmes? Oh no. Mr. Holmes? Where'd you go? Oh dear me. So, you've noticed, I see. But that would mean... What did we notice? Oh my god. I love how they're just dragging this out, though. What on earth's the matter, Miss Snow? You turned as white as a sheet. Just like Iris was a minute ago. Or 10 minutes ago. It's this autopsy report, Mr. Narhoda. What do you think? The one from 10 years ago. The writing isn't Dr. Watson's at all. What? Are they seriously going this angle? Oh no. Well, he was there too, so yeah, it makes sense. Yeah, didn't they say that though? I think they said he was there. Like him and Watson and at the autopsy for Clint. I mean, indeed, it's true. And now you know. Now you know, my dear fellows. No, I don't know anything. What on earth does all this mean, Mr. Holmes? Because the idea that's slowly forming in my mind is just too extraordinary to believe. Please, you have to explain. what are we, like, okay, so they were there, like, I get that part, but are they trying to say that... I don't know where this... Are we trying to say that Clint is maybe still alive? Why is that always the thing the first thing I go to? You know, it's like Von Karma is Dogen, and, you know, Asogi's alive, which turned out to be true. Watson might still be alive, and now this Clint might still be alive. No, I gotta stop doing this. Converse, though. The autopsy report writing. So this autopsy report was actually penned by Professor Mikotoba then, who's sitting right upstairs. Maybe we should ask him about it pretty soon. But that makes no sense. It's not possible, surely. Not possible. Mighty fellow, pray, take a deep breath and think again. Yes, you're right. In some ways. It actually makes a great deal of sense. It does? 10 years ago is when Father returned to Japan after his extended study tour in Britain. And prior to his return, where was Dr. Mikotoba engaged? Ah, of course. He was an assistant in Dr. Watson's laboratory, learning about forensic science. And as an assistant, he would have aided with the dissection work, making detailed notes, which would be assembled into the full autopsy report. Once the work was complete, the head coroner would check the contents and put his signature on the document. Or in this case, her signature. In other words, the only writing of Dr. Watson's in the report would be his signature at the end. I see. So Iris got the wrong end of the stick, you mean? That's disgusting. She saw that and assumed the whole report had been written by Dr. John Watson. Huh. Which is very understandable, of course. What a complicated situation. Details, Clint's autopsy report. No, I need to look at this. Like, oh my god, dude. Yeah, let's take a look at this. Clint Van Zink's male, age 33, nationally... Something came up about the age 33 earlier. I was saying they were both in the same college, but Holmes was also the same age, so he could have been there with them or something. 31st of May, between 9 p.m. and midnight. Observations, death from a single stab wound to the heart, other superficial external wounds indicative of a duel. Recent scarlet ink stains visible on the little and ring fingers of the right hand, but no document and corresponding ink was found. Huh. Weird. Ink stains on the little and ring finger, so the ring finger is like the third finger, but no documented corresponding ink. So, like, why would... Oh, that's weird. Vital evidence recovered from the victim's stomach during autopsy. Credit to Inspector Gregson for petitioning so doggedly for the procedure. No internal trauma noted anywhere in the body. Wait, what? Vital evidence recovered from his stomach? It doesn't say what the evidence was, but then again, this is just an autopsy report, and there's that signature. Wow. Did we look at this? Wait, what? Oh boy. We didn't look at this. Is this the time, though? Oh my god, what is going on here? Let's not change the subject. We'll get back to that later. Maybe because we'll need it in court later or something. Oh man, I'm curious about that, though. Why was there blood on it? Anyway, your partner. Thinking about it, most of what we know about you, Mr. Holmes, comes from the published stories of your exploits. Yeah, The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes, written by Iris. Yeah, I'm much more interesting on the channel than I am in real life, let me tell you. And we really have no way of knowing what's fact and what's fiction. Most troubling for you, my dear fellow, I'm sure. So what about this supposed partner of yours? Did he really exist or not? Ah, you come straight to the point, I see. Really? Is that possible? And please come straight to the answer! I believe Iris explained it in one of her installments. He was a trusted comrade, and the only person I could truly have called a friend. And did this partner of yours truly make a record of all your cases? Are his notes really stored inside that metal chest? Absolutely, my dear madame. Absolutely. So where's your partner now? We rarely meet. Huh. You see, he lives on the other side of the world. This is getting crazier and crazier. By the other side of the world, do you mean, Japan? But if this autopsy report and the records of all your old cases were penned by the same hand, and if the autopsy report was written, though not signed, by your famous partner, there would be only one logical conclusion. Pray, impress me. Your partner would have to be Yujin Mikotoba. I was just gonna say that, but I felt like maybe I had my facts wrong again. In other words, Miss Susado's father. So they're sisters. Upon my word, Mr. Naruhodo. Yes? You are coming along wonderfully. You have hit upon the method at last. You finally grasped the art of deduction. You mean to say I'm as good as you now? Oh, thank God for that! Allow me to introduce you. Oh my gosh! Oh, he's awake! To my great friend and partner, Mikotoba. Oh my god, that's so cool, though! Oh. So, like, the John Watson that died in case 1 of the first game, who even was that, then? I don't know, actually. Like, they did say it wasn't, like, the real one or whatever. Shoals and Mikotoba. Holy crap. Does this mean that you're the real Dr. Dr. Watson? No, my dear, I'm still my old self, Yujin Mikotoba, your father. Don't even think of anything different. No, of course. It's just a different name or something, I don't know. This is obviously too much for Susado-san to take in. Yeah. I must say, though, how my old friend has attained worldwide celebrity as a great mystery solver is the greatest mystery of all. I still remember the first time we met. Pray remind me. When was it again, Mikotoba? 16 years ago, Holmes. Sorry. Oh, yes, quite. 16 years ago. I just arrived from Japan with Seishiro and Genshin. I was in search of lodgings close to the hospital. Some comfortable rooms at a reasonable price. But rents are devilishly high in that particular area. That's right. So I decided I need someone to share lodgings and the expense. And was fortunate enough to be introduced to Holmes, who found himself in a similar situation. I was a callow fellow back then, a mere shadow of the great detective you see before you now. I was working at the hospital's chemical laboratory, at the time indulging my curiosities for little game. And the situation of our cohabitation led to us pursuing cases together, you see. Hard to believe, it was a mere 6 years. We had a great many adventures. Well, in the last year of Mikotoba's stay in Britain, that most infamous of cases presented itself. The case with which you become rather familiar yourselves. Yep. After the trial, Seishiro and I were summoned back home. Oddly surprising, given the circumstances. So there you have it. And as you know, all the details recorded by my trusty chronicler remain in that mental test. This is just amazing. Professor Mikotoba really is Mr. Holmes' famous partner. Man! You imagine what she must be thinking right now? How do you keep something like that a secret for that long? Goodness, my dear, what a cutting look! As your daughter, I'm very proud to learn that you were the great detective's great partner. But nevertheless, you could have told me. There's another mystery that I really must ask you to explain now. Hey, solving mystery lords are a speciality, and that is... You know very well what it is. The unresolved matter of Iris' father. Of course, I almost forgotten about that one. Okay. should have seen this coming, I suppose. Man, Iris told us that all the notes about the great detective's adventures that are in that metal chest were written by her father. Isn't that correct, Mr. Holmes? That is indeed what I told young Iris. But if you're Mr. Holmes' partner, Father, and you wrote all those case notes, then Iris' father must be you. So was I right then? Because, I said something like, oh, they're sisters earlier, but I might, cut that out, because if I was wrong about that, that would sound so stupid. Upon my word, Miss Susto. You are coming along wonderfully as well. You, too, have hit upon the method at last. The method man. You finally grasped the art of deduction. Oh, it's so cute because they're always playing in her room upstairs together, and it turns out they were sisters. Man, I would love that. What you've always told me, Father, is that my mother died when I was born 16 years ago, and you left me in grandmother's care whilst you embarked on your study tour of Britain. And I've always accepted that, but all this about Iris? Oh, there it is. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. No, hold on a minute. It was very complicated. See, I mean, it's really not what you think. Then perhaps you'd like to explain exactly what it is before I throw you out the window. There it is. Now the eyes go from ice cold to red hot. Just before she... No, really. You've got it wrong into the stick. Wrong. No, don't stay... Oh, God. I'm just gonna let this... I just gotta sit back. I gotta emotionally distance myself. I can't take this anymore. It's quite enough of my fiery fellows. Mr. Holmes, where did he get all dressed up? Ugh. Whilst I don't like to interrupt this exciting exploration of the past, Mikatoba and I have an urgent matter that requires a short excursion. You're gonna go talk this over and get your story straight. But it's very late, Mr. Holmes. Where must you go? This has been a pretty long investigation. Oh, jeez, Louise. Why, my dear madame? Is that not obvious? My partner and I must pursue our natural enemies. The bathroom. So get your coat, Mikatoba. The game is afoot. But Holmes, I really must give Susanoo a full explanation, I think. Later, my dear fellow, later. Our carriage awaits downstairs already. Why now? Oh, God. Wow. I mean, really, I visit our home after 10 long years, and when I open that chest in a fit of nostalgia, I quite inexplicably pass out. And as if that wasn't enough, when I eventually regain consciousness, I'm plunged straight into all this. Father, please! Father, please! Go with Mr. Holmes now. You can explain all this to me later. I've no doubt that whatever happened, you were acting in everyone's best interests. I trust you, completely. Wow. That's what you want to hear, though, you know? That's like the best thing you could say to someone. I trust you. And sending the great detective and his great partner off on renewed adventures together is more than I could have hoped for in my wildest dreams. Is she putting on a facade now? Well, she seemed pretty upset. I don't know. Very well then, we'll speak again later. Please don't let him die now. So I believe your own work is done for the day. Let's get the music here. Man, it's sort of like a remix, because I heard little strains of, like, Holmes theme in there a little bit. Decision about whether to go back to Japan, I suppose. Oh, yeah. There's that, too.
So much happened that day that I barely knew what to do with myself. It would only be later that I'd come to realize how amidst the chaos I'd unleashed were all the clues I needed to finally unearth the truth. And that all the turmoil was necessary to give me the resolve to see everything through.
Title drop. Wait, end? Hang on a second. You don't mean end of chapter? Is that possible? I mean, we basically won the trial. Like, we proved that Van Zieks was innocent, but we gathered so much evidence there. Let me just see what it says. Oh gosh, yeah, this is chapter 5. Because the title change now says The Resolve of Ryunosuke Naruhodo. Oh my gosh, and episode 4 changed to final, so... Wow, I was wondering, because that investigation was going on for a while. I'm like, are we even... Like, I still thought there was going to be a trial, but I'm like, wow, it's sure taking its time getting here. Man. But now I see the final chapter starts on a trial, so this is all like just one big chapter then, basically. Man, that's wild. But then I also wonder, like, is this just continuing what we were just doing? Because we gathered a bunch of evidence there, but we didn't really get to use it for anything. Like Gregson's trunk and all that stuff, you know, in the autopsy report. So I wonder... Like, I never did get around to, like, examining Gregson's trunk. There was a tear on one side of it, and there was a blood stain on the other. So there's something there, but man. Alright then, next time on Great Ace Attorney 2, the final chapter. You know what to do. Wait, do you? What do you do, actually? I guess click the like button? I don't know. See you guys later. Bye.